Hey guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and I thought today would be a fun day to jump in with a spooky story, as is the month of October of all things odd and interesting and unexplainable and paranormal. And this story is a true story. It's one of when I was growing up in my old house with my mom, dad, my little brother, and just want to put a little FYI out there that I don't think that the unknown is really anything to fear. Back then, of course, I was afraid, but I was afraid of a lot of things. Just probably due to my upbringing. And nowadays, when it comes to spirit and all that stuff, that's not something I fear anymore. It's more stuff I'm trying to, understand. I want to learn more about. I do communicate with spirit and things like that. So it's not spooky anymore. I like fun stories where they're, things are unexplainable. So, I thought in keeping kind of with the lightness of Halloween and October, that it would be a fun story to share. But, just to kind of put it out there that really I don't want anybody to fear spirit, fear the unknown. So just kind of keep an open mind with all of that. And yeah, let's jump into our story. I have my Yorkshire tea here, my Yorkshire Gold, and well, I'm ready for bed. And actually, I have my Cheers Witches bed shirt on, and while he's taking his bath, so he's getting ready for bed, and Loki's around here somewhere. Okay, so story takes place. I don't know. I started in high school. I was in high school, so this is like my either my 10th grade year or my junior year. I had decided that I had switched my bedroom, sort of. I mean, my real bedroom was still downstairs, but oh, there's Wally. I had started sleeping in the bed upstairs in the guest bedroom because the bed was bigger, and the bed that I had was called a princess size bed, which is like a twin size bed, and basically my feet hung off the bed because my parents were too cheap to buy a bed that fit me. So I decided to sleep in the bed upstairs because it was bigger and it fit me, and Wally's walking around, so and so yes, so I'm sleeping up there, and it's one night where of course I had to help with my mother with the chores and everything before I go to bed, so clean the kitchen, all of that. She was doing one last thing. I think she was doing the dishes, so I had already gone to bed upstairs. There was this 18-inch black and white television that was upstairs, and another perk of being up there is that nobody knew if I was watching television instead of going to bed like I should, and I decided to stay up to watch 90210. So that kind of tells you the year, not the new 90210, the OG. So I'm up there, I'm like watching 90210. I have the volume down really low so that I could, sit there in bed and watch it. I have the lights off and everything. I can hear my mother doing the dishes downstairs, like I can hear the clanking of the dishes and everything. My brother was in his room downstairs asleep. Next to my brother's room is my parents' room. My dad was already in bed asleep. And then it sounded like my mom had finished up with the dishes, because then I can hear her coming up the stairs. Our house was kind of, well, not like too old, because it was built in 1970. But it was, I think, shoddily built. So there was a lot of creaks and things in the house. So I can hear my mom coming up the stairs. I hear the creaking on the steps. The wood had kind of rotted at the top of the stairs, so there was like a big crunch when you hit the top of the stairs, a big creak. So I hear my mom hit the big creak, and I'm like, okay. So I had to quickly turn off the television. I pulled the covers up, pretending I'm asleep, because my mom liked to kiss everybody goodnight before she went to bed. I can hear her coming down the hall, hear creak, 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 creak. She's coming down the hall. I hear her arm brushing against the wall, because that's how she did. And then I hear her coming into the room, creak, creak, creak. And then I feel her press down onto the bed, and what I was going to do was scare my mom. So as I feel her getting close, that she's going to kiss me on my forehead or cheek or, whatever she normally does, I kind of pull the covers down a little bit. I'm like, boo! And I look, there's nobody there. Who's scared now? So, okay, so little whatever 15, 16-year-old me is like, dude. So I throw the covers over my head and I'm just like shaking, you know, until I fall asleep. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, whatever's in this room, like, please go away. Oh my God, oh my God. You know, because I used to be like terrified. P.S. I'm not terrified anymore, but so then as I have the covers over my head and I'm like, I listen in and I can hear my mom still doing the dishes downstairs, and I was like, oh my God. So the next morning I tell my mom what happened. I was like, I don't tell her that I was up watching 90210, but I do tell her that I was laying in bed and that I heard her come upstairs, and that I heard her or I felt her press down on the bed, and that she was going to give me a kiss goodnight. And then I wanted to scare her, and she was not there when I said boo. And my mom said, well, you know, she says, you know, this used to be our house when I was growing up. You know, that used to be my grandma and my grandpa and my mom, and of course my uncles and my aunt's house. And the room that I was sleeping in used to be my mother's bedroom back in the day. And my mom said that my grandmother used to kiss them all goodnight, which is what my mom does now. And so my mom says that, she says, your grandmother used to come in and kiss me goodnight. So she says, and your grandmother probably was just coming in to kiss you goodnight, you know, as was kind of her ritual. My grandmother had passed away in June of '96, which was the summer just before my sophomore year. So when this occurred, I was roughly either a sophomore or a junior. So it hadn't been that long since my grandmother had passed away. Nowadays, of course, I'm not like trying to scare people. And I probably would have been curious to see that nobody was there, and instead of fear driving me nowadays, would probably be more curiosity, like, oh, well, I wonder who this is. And, you know, I probably would have, you know, taken a moment to be still and figure out what the energy is, and I probably would have figured out it was my grandmother. And of course there's no reason to be scared of my grandmother. I know that now. But of course back then, you know, I was just a kid, and I was afraid of the things that I could see and feel and hear and all of that, where now I considered it a gift to be able to do that, and a blessing to be able to feel what's beyond this world. And also I think that it's kind of interesting to, you know, kind of feel those things. So, you know, it's a spooky story that I like to tell my students and get them all like, ah, but you know, I have many more stories from way back when. Of course, we have odd occurrences that happen in our home now. Not so much anymore. I keep it pretty high vibe in here, but nothing odd that's in the home that has ever scared me. Stuff that's been unexplained and makes you go, huh, but nothing scary. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little story time. I just wanted to pop in before I went to bed and finish drinking my tea. Wally has been washing my arm, and I think he's going to be taking the flesh off my arm. Thank you, Wally, for the washies. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little spooky story time, you know, back when I was in high school and all that good stuff. So anyway, I will catch you guys later. Maybe I'll do another story time for October. So if you guys dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. I also have mediumship readings in case you are interested, and rainbow bridge readings for those who have had a furry, scaly, feathery loved one who has crossed over. Yeah, and I will catch you spiritual homies later. If you want to send a little love my way, think about joining that KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittensweightsandtarot. I have lots of free goodies for you guys, and the crystal grid for this month was connection to ancestors, so you might want to check that out. And yeah, I'll catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out, and good night.